Right, everyone. 6:30 in the morning. We're going to do an early brew day. I'm going to do a pale ale. Pretty much just going to clean up some old malts, and I'm going to start using some of the hops that I harvested this year. I'm going to use the Mystery Nick hops. It's the biggest lot I had. Pretty much going to just do a smash beer with that hop. A lot of people sort of wanting to know how it tastes. I've got a few bottles I've got to send out to a few people who are wanting to know what it tastes like. So I'll just do, I don't know, probably, I've got to write out the recipe yet, but probably 100 grams during the boil and probably 100 gram dry hop and keep it fairly simple. So, but coffee needed this time in the morning. And we'll try and get this brew day done by lunchtime. Right, everyone. Just milled my grains. Grain father's up temp. Yep. Going to do this at 67 degrees, and the grains are pretty much everything I had left, some old stuff I had left over. So 1.6 kilos of Gladfield's American Ale, what was it, 4 kilos of just a pale ale, that grain that I had left over, and 0.9 of Gladfield's toffee malt. See how it goes. So something I've learnt 3 years of having a grandfather, putting the plates in has always been, anyone new who gets grandfather is always a pain in the ass. So what I normally do is, it does get better as the seals get a bit older, and if you're like me, who I'm starting to replace bits on my grandfather, just keeping it good nick. I've already got a second set of seals for the plates that I'm already wearing in. So, so one thing I have learned that's very easy is I just do it on top of the grandfather. I'll have my water up to temp, and then I'll actually put it in the water and then bring it out. And pretty much the seal will go straight to the bottom. You have to be a little bit careful with that last little bit. I usually go in vertical, and then I will then at the bottom go horizontal. And then as it tightens up, I just run my fingernail just nicely around the edge as it's going right down to the bottom. There's a little bit of jiggery pokery it gets there. If you rush it, it just it keeps coming off on you. But once you get it there, it's quite easy. I then put my the centre spindle on once that bottom seal is in, and I do it all on top of the grandfather. So I just lift up the hole in the basket and put it horizontal, and do it. Yeah, it's all there now. Now, poured my water in this morning, and I said to myself, right, remember to put that bottom filter on before it bloody heats up, because I've done it a few times. Anyway, I've done my old trick again, but never fear. When they get a bit old and worn, which that is getting probably needs to be replaced, you can actually slip them on with the pedal, and that. Just going to make sure that your black seal is facing away from your temp probe. I'll chuck that in, and a little bit of swearing, you get there. So, and problem solved. So I've got about 25 litres in there. I've got about, must be a bit over 6 kilos of grains to go in. So that should be about right. I'll do my calculation in a minute, and then we'll get going. Alright, so that's pretty good. Pretty good all the way down to the bottom. There's the bottom down there. Bring it up. It's pretty good consistency all the way through. I tell you, this stainless steel whisk that I got for doing the stirring for mashing in has just been brilliant. It's a calf rearers one, so they use it for mixing up milk powder for calves. So in New Zealand, if you go to a farm source store, they sell them. I think they're about $30, but makes this job really easy. You can actually really break the dough balls up really well, so pretty good. Right, just saved the mother of all boil overs. She's right under the lid, bit ready to go. come up the temperature, and I pressed set on the grain father and say, yeah, okay, and carried on doing my jobs. And then came back and she was right under the lid. So I've got it under control now. Just put in, I also put in 20 grams of the mystery neck hops to start off with, but I've chickened out and gone to 13. Don't know the alpha content of these hops, and I don't want to make it too bitter, so I just put 13 grams in. I don't think it's going to be too high, but in the alpha, so, but you never know. So we'll put 13 in now, and then I'll probably put about at 5 minutes to go, probably put in 30-40 grams. It's all going in my hot spider. This is the hop. So I didn't get my hop dryer going, unfortunately, this year. Work interfered with me finishing it off, but still heaps of oil. Still heaps of oil in there, right in there. Yeah. So there's still heaps of oil right inside there. So we'll see how it goes. It smells nice. It smells really, really got a nice lot of citrus there, but it has got a slight floral note. So it will be very interesting to see how it comes out. So that's gone in the hop spider. I don't want it clogging up my filter afterwards. Yeah. So as you can see, what I do with my hop spider, I actually get the grainfather pump going and I recirculate back into my hop spider. So you're actually circulating the wort through your hops. Because I'm using leaf hops today, definitely using a hop spider. Saves me a lot of issues later on. Right, here we go. So this is the mystery neck beer, and it didn't really end up being a smash beer. Just I was pretty much using up odd malts that I had on the day. So there was toffee malt, which is probably why it's come out. Probably a high amount of toffee malt in that. Don't get the light in behind. Yeah, a little bit there. Sorry, it's a really dull day here today. We're having so much rain. You can tell by my nose, I'm full of the flu. I'm getting better though. So yeah, not much of a hit on it. I've just had it sitting in a keg to one side. I thought it was carving up a bit better than it was. So I've had it on gas today and I've rocked it. It's probably why it's gone a bit cloudy again. The first little bit I took off looked quite nice and clear. So, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, not too bad. Quite happy. In the end, I took, of the 20 litres, I took 5 litres off of just the mystery neck hop being in it. And the other 15 I put onto another beer, the dreads of another pale ale that I was doing. I kind of stored at about 10-20. I don't know why. Stirred it, didn't work. Chucked it in warmer conditions, didn't work. I had this one sitting in the garage, not my fermentation fridge, so it might have caused some issues. But yeah, so the other one isn't just a straight hop flavour. There was Amarillo and Simcoe in that brew, so I've got that to one side and I'll see what that tastes like. So that might be Mystery Nick Part 2, I don't know. But anyway, have a taste. Now, it's not very bitter because I was so much not knowing about this hop that I don't want to chuck heaps in at the start of the boil and then end up with a tremendously bitter beer if it was high in AA. So, in alpha acid. So I was quite conservative. I don't think I put any at the start, and I was mostly towards the end. Put a massive dry hop. I think the dry hop was nearly 200. Yeah, it was 200 grams of leaf hop. So yeah, the flavour is. I'm trying to think actually. It's unusual to what I normally have. It's not. It's got a. It tastes very similar to a wheat beer that I've done with oranges.
almost, it's a little bit orangey. Is it pithy? Yeah, a little bit pithy. It's not that orange zest like you'd possibly get from a citra, or you wouldn't say it's, orange and lemony, citrusy, blah blah blah. But it's got almost like a slight pithy taste to it, which is, it's all right. Um, just in place of that, I actually really think that would suit a wheat beer, that hop. And like I say, because this hasn't come out that bitter, I'll probably put a little bit more on early just to get a bit more, probably a little bit more bitterness come through. So, but hey, it cost me stuff all to do. The hops, I'll see if I can find some footage. I'll try and put it somewhere in here to show you how it grew, but it it probably grew 10 times the size of all the others. Just the vines. It's just a freakishly massive plant. And the hops, I'm not kidding, some of them were 4 and a bit inches long. And a lot of, what do we call it? The hop cones themselves actually had bits sprouting off them. Someone knows something about that. I haven't looked into that. I've got some photos of that. I'll have to hunt them down. But yeah, you'd always end up with masses about the size of your hand where you had the central cone, and it almost like it kept growing and started growing secondary cones off it. Looked a bit mutated, really, but yeah, it's and like I said, the vine itself, you thought I had a dead body stuck underneath it. Yeah, you look at my other 4 varieties that were growing, they did cop a little bit of fungal disease. In Auckland here, we got humid conditions, so it is a factor. But this one just seemed to be utterly resistant to it. It just knocked once, a bit slow getting going, but once it got going, it was unbelievable. So probably got probably 2.5 kilos off a wet kilos off each vine, so reasonable amount. Yeah, so we'll give it another go next year. I might do a beer just with green hops. So actually pick the hops straight off the plant, don't bother drying them, and actually put them straight into a beer. Yeah, toying with to try and do that next year. So I might do that. Might be what I do with those hops a bit more next year. So, but anyway, yum. It'll go down really nice. Different to everything else I've got IPAs and pale ales on at the moment, and I say they're kind of tasting more like a wheat beer, which is yeah, nice, very different. So anyway, enough from me. Have a good day.